That NPP flag bearer Nana Addo is being challenged to pay 798,000 Ghana cedis for allegedly keeping state vehicles for 19 months after leaving office as Foreign Affairs Minister in 2007. An NDC-linked group claims its investigations revealed that Nana Addo used the four-wheel vehicles while campaigning in the 2008 general elections. The group, calling itself Inside Ghana, says Mr. Addo must pay some $200 a day at the current exchange rate for the use of a Nissan Patrol with registration number 5621 GT5621T and a Toyota Land Cruiser GT1983X. Now, campaign officer of the NPP flag bearer has, however, declined to comment on the issue, saying the accusation lacks substance. I'm joined over the telephone line by Spencer Kwe, who is a member of Inside Ghana. Hello, Spencer.
Yes.
Now, how do you know Nana Addo used these cars for the period specified?
Good morning. I think that when you go to the Foreign Affairs Ministry and the date he returned the vehicles are there, then again, if anybody has a clip of the NPP's campaign tour in 2008, you will see these two vehicles in there clearly. You will see them in one of his convoys. Clearly, he was using a vehicle when he is no longer a state official, a vehicle that was actually meant to be used for the purposes of him being a minister. And when you step down, you manage to still be using these vehicles. It's ridiculous. I mean, it's just untenable.
I see. It looks like some sort of reaction from the fact that Occupy Ghana also asked Dr. Otiende to pay for the use of vehicles after he had left government office.
First and foremost, let me commend Occupy Ghana for this route or this action that they've taken. My sister, we've been talking about corruption and how to at least fight these menace and defeat it. Unfortunately, when we speak to the issue of corruption, we seem to be losing it. I mean, everybody gets the picture that we seem to be losing it. And we seem to be losing it because not enough men are courageous and bold enough to do what Occupy Ghana and Inside Ghana are doing right now. The point is, as citizens, we have rights, yes. So often, I mean, we hear the discourse on, oh, I have right to this is my freedom, it is this and that. But the same constitution also puts some responsibilities on us. And one of the responsibilities that as citizens, we safeguard and protect the interests of the country. We safeguard the public purse. Be it rationally. Does that defeat the purpose of the main substance that we seek to achieve? Does that in any way negate the fact that Honorable Addo, when he stepped down in 2007, took home 2 4x4 vehicles and was using them? Vehicles made to be used by the minister, he said that he was using. Does that negate it? But to deal with your question, we saw a document being banded on social media about 3 weeks ago. A letter that was definitely signed by the former chief of staff, Kodion Pienim, then asking the then president, the late Professor Mills, that they be given an opportunity to buy vehicles that they were using which are 2 years or older. This actually led to us to investigate. I mean, why would anybody be in office? You have a car 2 years old and you want to buy it when you are out of office. And upon our investigation, we saw some of these things which we are highlighting. And we have stated clearly in our press release that we are not only interested in Honorable Nana Addo, we are interested in every single person who, long after leaving office, still is assessing resources that is supposed to go to people that are now occupying their position. So it is not an issue about reaction. We prefer that people would stick to the essence of this issue. People will let us talk about the substance, the pertinent issues, the issue that is at the heart of every single Ghanaian. How do we stop the leakages in government? How do we make sure that every person or every city is accounted for in this country? That is the essence, and that is the message we want to put across.
Sometime in April 2009, now the government then, which was the NDC government, seized the vehicle, a Toyota Land Cruiser, bearing the same number specified in your request to Nana Addo to return the Toyota Land Cruiser. That is, it bears the same number. It was seized by the BNI for a while. It stayed at the Castle Annex, and later it was returned and an apology rendered. How do we put the two issues together? Because you have also named that same car as having been in the possession of Nana Addo, and you want him to pay for it now, pay for its use.
My sister, I hope you know absolutely what you are saying, because it is not true that the same vehicle, we are talking about the same vehicle. No. The vehicles involved here are different. The vehicle that was seized, which happened to be a Toyota Land Cruiser, is not the same as the one with the GT1983X. No. It is false, and anybody who wants to challenge, we can go there, and then we even go to the Foreign Affairs Ministry, because a car registered in the name of the state remains in the name of the state. We have evidence to prove, and that is why we said, beyond the close of work on Wednesday, we are taking him into court if he fails to come up with the amount that we have asked him to pay.
Close of work Wednesday.
Yes, by close of work Wednesday. And if anybody has any counter evidence, you should give it to him, or you should put it out there. We have heard these excuses. I was on another radio station with Anthony Kabu, where he used this. They're telling us, put out the number. Let's go to the BNI. Let them give us the car that they impounded or took away from Nana Addo, which was later on returned in April. And we are saying that these two cars, these two vehicles, he returned them in February. He returned them. It was not as if it was taken away from him. He returned them in February,
I see.
8th of February. You can cross-check with the vehicle department of the Foreign Affairs Ministry.
I see. Mr. Quay, let's talk about the figure of 798,000. How did you arrive at that for him to pay?
Thank you very much. At the time, somewhere 2007, 2008, when you hire a V8 or a 4x4 a day, it's $200. So if he has two of them, that amounts to $400 a day. If you do the calculation for the 19-month period, assuming each month is about 30 days, you get a figure. And if you convert it using the prevailing exchange rate of 3.5 Ghana cedis to $1, you get a 798 Ghana cedis. Bear in mind, this figure has not been factored with regards to, does not take into consideration interest rates and inflation. But when we go to court, we are going to ask that if it doesn't pay by tomorrow close of work, when we go to court, we are going to ask that the interest rate and inflation be factored into the figure.
I see. We'll leave it.
It's going to be somehow bigger than.
We'll leave it here, Mr. Quay. Thank you very much. George Spencer Quay is with Inside Ghana, the group that is suing Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo for the use of two government vehicles, a Nissan Patrol and a Toyota Land Cruiser, even after he left office as Foreign Affairs Minister. And he's been asked to pay over 790 Ghana cedis for his use or face court action by close of day Wednesday. Now, there's more to come here. You can be a part of the program. Share your thoughts with me on our social media platforms. Join us on TV, on Facebook, and on Twitter. To come here, Eastern Regional Security Council launches Operation Cowleg to help quell attacks by Fulani herdsmen in the Eastern region. Don't go away.